Hi, my name is Amy McMillan. I'm a student at JTech in the Automotive Technology program. I'm going to show you how to diagnose a crank no start on this vehicle. Okay, so here you are. It's a regular day. You get in your car to start the vehicle, and it won't turn over. You've got a crank no start. So you've figured out that you have a crank no start on your vehicle. So the two things that you want to do is directional testing and then pinpoint testing. The differences between the two, directional testing are the steps that you take to pinpoint the problem, and then the pinpoint testing is where you can isolate and verify the vehicle's circuit and components to match the strict manufacturer standards. That way you can arrive at an accurate and absolute diagnosis of the problem. You also want to check your car's security system. It might have an error which disabled the fuel or ignition system, or the chip in this key right here may have failed. So, let's see. Seems like everything is okay with the security system. It wasn't blinking when I tried to start it. So just in case you're still confused, a crank no start is when you turn the key and you can hear the engine moving, but it's just not catching and running. You can obviously eliminate that it's not your starter, the cables, or the battery connection, because otherwise you wouldn't hear the engine turning over when you turn the key. There's three things that an engine needs to run: fuel, spark, and mechanical integrity, or compression. It's likely that your engine's having trouble producing a spark, getting fuel, or creating compression. Possible causes could be a bad ignition coil, a clogged fuel filter, a leaking valve, or faulty components in other systems. The first thing that you want to check for is to make sure that the car has fuel. And then you want to turn the key to the on position and listen for the fuel pump to turn on. Give me just a second and I'll do that. So we're going to listen for the fuel pump to turn. So we heard it come on, so we know the fuel pump is working properly. The next thing that you want to do is scan your car's computer memory for trouble codes, which may display a pending code, which means that the engine light is not illuminated. If your engine light happens to be on, they will read some active codes on there. But like I said, your engine light doesn't have to be on for there to be a pending code that just hasn't registered on your system yet. So what you want to do is you want to grab your scan tool and you want to hook this up under here. So you want to click on diagnostics. You want to find the vehicle, which is a Honda Accord. So you click on Honda.
Alright, so on this car, the engine is turning over, but it's not able to start.
Click automatic selection. Read. If this happens, make sure that you have the key to the on position and reread it. If it fails again, just go ahead and manually enter the VIN number. So now we have the correct vehicle in here. I'm gonna hit yes, USA. So if your vehicle does this and it can't establish communication, go ahead and move on to the checking the other possible faults or reasons that the vehicle is not starting. So now you want to check for blown fuses that may be preventing a circuit from working properly, like the fuel injection or the computer system. I'm not sure if you can see that, but if you hold it up to the light, you can look and see that this circuit is, I'm sorry, not circuit. This fuse is not blown. You can't really tell on the camera though. So you want to check this, the timing belt for any tears or see if it's broken. You can check the timing chain as well for the same issues. So now I'm going to test spark. By doing this, you need to take out the ignition coil. You can do this one of several ways. One of them is using a test light to check for spark. Cynthia, could you crank it, please? Do it again. Okay, there's the spark. The next thing you can use is a screwdriver. Go ahead, Cynthia. I couldn't even see it. Do it again. There's the spark. Oh, that's what I didn't do. The other way is putting an old spark plug in there, touching it to the metal ground. Go ahead. And watching for spark. Do it again. Go ahead and crank it. And there's the spark. So these are just some ways you can, some directional testing that you can use to diagnose a crank no start. There are more.